And we are live, BSing with the guys. It feels like it's been about a year since we got together. When I guess it's only been about a week and a half, but still, any big news going on in the country? I mean, what's
Mm,
No, I'm
I
lost,
don't
man.
know, man.
nothing? Yeah, from what I understand, there's been an explosion of news. Man, it's getting crazy out there. One that's actually affected us, sort of. I mean, right next door to us over there in New Orleans. Uh, the
True.
craziest shit. Really wasn't expecting anything like that, which I guess everybody that happens to, is like, oh, we would have never thought it. But there's some places you would kind of be like, well, I can see it, if you were a terrorist trying to, target something, there are some places you can say, well, that kind of makes sense. But,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street was kind of an odd, taking. I don't
It
know.
was odd.
What are we hearing about this asshole? Anything?
He was a lone wolf. I heard that, which I don't believe.
That's the latest I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's my
Yeah,
opinion, but
I did catch a headline saying that, and I'm thinking there's no way, because I know his family was coming out saying that they had no idea that he is being radicalized, and I'm thinking you don't get that radical without letting it be known. You know what I mean? Not so much that you're telling everybody, hey, this is what I'm going to do, but if your beliefs are that strong, you're
right.
usually one of those preachy people that are trying to let everybody know, "Lo, man, you need to listen. This is what's really going on," and I just don't
Yeah.
buy that they didn't see any signs at all of him being radicalized, like that. So maybe I'm wrong, but you know, it's happened once or twice. But
Yeah, a couple times. No, there had to be signs for sure. I mean, I just don't watching like the YouTube video of him when he was like trying to sell real estate versus being radicalized and then going and running down a whole fucking street full of people. Like, there's got to be a change in the way he just, I mean, just everyday life of just talking and mannerisms and everything, you know?
so that's what he was doing. I didn't even see that video. He was
Yeah, he was like head of some real estate fund or company or some shit. It was his sole YouTube video was posted years ago. It was kind of him kind of discussing his resume, and I mean, he spoke very proper English and
and now we talking about the New Orleans guy, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't really hear much about his background. I hadn't had a ton of time to dig, but I know the FBI was on the case, so all should be well.
Should be.
But everybody was
Yeah, right.
I don't know if y'all seen that agent that was speaking on camera the other night, and she sounded like a total valley girl, like, we are that, we're here like OMG with the FBI, and this isn't. Well, she's saying it wasn't terrorism. Now
Yeah.
I'm seeing every headline I read is saying terrorism. So I don't know if they ever got that established, but
Yeah, I think they did. That was their first little press conference. They did not suspect terrorism. It was just IEDs planted around the festivities. No
so there
terrorism.
was there was other they found
Oh yeah.
they
Yeah,
did.
they were detonating them all yesterday, I believe.
Oh
I think it
damn.
was yesterday. They were
Hmm.
blowing them up on Bourbon Street.
Well, you
Yeah.
work out in the city. Was it ever discussed of y'all not going in today over the shit? Or Paulo
Nah.
was like, fuck that. Yeah.
Nope.
Hey, look, he's foreign. He's like, I don't give a fuck what's blowing up. We're
Yeah, fuck them.
fucking working.
Got
Bring an
shit to
extra
do.
gun or something. Bring an extra mag. Let's go.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
working.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Did they put that game off? They did Sugar Bowl or some shit this weekend?
They delayed it a day. It happened
Tonight.
today.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
tonight? Yeah, I
It's
don't keep
going down tonight. Yeah.
Oh
I think it
damn.
happened. I think it started at 3:30.
That's probably
Oh,
one of the safest times, though, is right after something like that happens. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Everybody's on guard. Everybody thinks that the smartest thing is to wait, and stay away. But you're probably safer now than you were, or than you will be months from now. Honestly, I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's always on the back of your mind if you go down there, but I mean, damn, I would think every agency around is on guard right now. So, I would feel pretty confident if you go into the city to enjoy, something like that game, that you're pretty safe right now.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. It's like officers, like with the timeline, looking for like IDs and shit around the city, and like let's hope nothing explodes. But then, like, all day today, I'm hearing fireworks go off, like fucking huge
Oh yeah,
explosions. I'm like,
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's fucking New Year, so every time you hear something explode over there, it's got to be on your mind, you know.
yeah, because I was sitting in the office and I'm hearing boom, and I'm like,
Well, that was another one. It's a Cybertruck.
Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and then that story broke, and I'm, with the Cybertruck, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I
yeah,
mean,
and they
what?
were from the same army base. Like, they served at the same army base and shit.
Yeah, and I also seen, not that the rental company has anything to do with it, but they said both vehicles were rented from the same
Yeah,
place.
they were
So I
both
wonder,
rented from Toro.
are they saying anything about these being connected, or are
They're
they have
saying
not?
there's no like solid connections. I
Yeah,
mean, there's obviously some because, like I said, they were both stationed at the same base and both rented cars from Toro. But is that a solid connection or a coincidence? Who knows? You know?
right, right. Yeah, it was just so odd that it was the same day, and
Yeah,
I don't know,
and
just
from like from apparently their social medias, I mean, you see stuff on the internet that could or could not be true, but according
right,
to the posts that I've seen that regarding their social medias, they were like completely opposite on the political spectrum
sure.
as far as like their donations and the
Ah,
shit that they
okay.
had talked about. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because, well, I know this guy. He was just reading this article right here. He was an Army vet. Uh, what I'm trying to see, I want to say they were talking about he shot himself in the head and
yeah,
then detonated his shit. But they also said he was a fan of Trump, like he was a Trump supporter.
he was. Yeah,
So,
he had
well,
like he was.
what's he doing over there igniting a damn?
I have no clue because he was on Facebook like in comments arguing with people about Trump.
Really?
In
I
support of Trump.
wonder what his deal was, man. That's odd. That's so odd to do it there. If you're really a Trump supporter, not that Trump was there, like he was in any threat, but I don't know. I don't guess they left any kind of manifesto or anything to know what was going on with him. But
Yeah.
let's see. Just trying to see. But I know they were crediting that Cybertruck. With
Yeah.
you talk about a great commercial for Elon. Like
Without a
he may
doubt.
have put him up. He may have put him up to that.
And it was the
Damn.
Las Vegas police thanked him for like
Yeah.
helping him figure out that it wasn't the truck that blew up. It was something in it.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, didn't wasn't it a Desert Eagle he had in there, dude? They
Yeah.
committed suicide with?
Yeah, they were showing it like
Jesus.
kind of help. I know what a way
What
to
the
go.
fuck?
Yeah. Jesus.
A Desert Eagle. That'll do the job for sure.
It
I
will
would think.
absolutely do it.
Yeah, here's some of the pictures of and the good thing in that case is that he was the only victim. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Unlike this other asshole who decides to drive through a crowd of innocent people. You know what I mean? At least this guy. Now, I don't know if that was his intentions, but that's what happened as far as him being the only victim in this case. So
Yeah.
that's only, the good news you can pull out of that, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's so
Right.
odd, like his thing, because like he was a Trump supporter, and then he was also online arguing with people about like in support of fireworks and shit. And then he blows up a Tesla truck full of fucking fireworks in front of the Trump Hotel.
Arguing with people in support of, like he was against them.
No, he was like in
Oh,
support
he
of
was.
fireworks and shit.
Oh,
And
okay.
then he goes and blows up a Tesla in front of Trump Hotel full of fireworks.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Both of these stories are crazy as shit. Like that one, the New Orleans guy, they already had like journalists and shit doing tours in this guy's house today. Like this shit just happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Why are people allowed to walk through his house already filming? Like it's just weird. Like why would the FBI or whoever's in charge of this allow that? You know what I
You
mean?
would still think it would be considered a crime scene, right, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is,
Yeah.
dude. When something like this happens, it's usually locked down for months, if not years, while all this is being worked out. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's odd. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find that
because like
video.
Bourbon Street wasn't open today until like 2:30, and the only reason they
Right.
opened it that quick was because of the fucking Sugar Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Let's see. Let's watch this. Y'all see her on the screen?
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
All right, let's
We
see.
are here inside the New Orleans terrace home. You can see that it's been clearly destroyed. the door, at least from the FBI raid yesterday. But
Who allows
walk
this? Like,
through the
what?
home, we see some signs of what he was up to. He had this work area here, lots of different chemicals splayed around, and different electronics. This is again a work setup. Um, Left receipts, just very unkempt in here. If we go over here, actually, you can see the Department of Justice documents here, the search warrant, and the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals. Again, just left in disarray. There's a bedroom back here, and his what appears to be his collection of religious materials, his Qurans, an open Quran with a passage there, as well as even the Bible here, but mostly books on Islam and his prayer rug just to the left of me here. And if we go back, there's another bedroom here. You can see he left all these belongings, contact lenses, personal belongings, bathroom. This seems to be some sort of workspace, again, with other chemicals here. The light's still on, some kind of station set up here. We're not really sure what that was for. In, what we can assume was also a bedroom. You can see clothes left here, and just a sign that someone was here up until those last few moments when neighbors said he left just before the New Year's holiday, saying he was done with his lease. It was up and he was on his way to New Orleans where he would live there. Didn't take any furniture because he said his new home would be furnished. That's all we know so far.
Brad,
We're here inside.
make that make sense, Brad.
It makes no sense.
Who let this woman in that
Absolutely.
house?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I can't make any sense of that, dude. I just, I don't know what to think about it. It's here we go with the conspiracy stuff. Is it something? Dude, I don't know. That's just incredible. But yeah, you would think that his house would still be, if she's walking through it with chemicals here and this, there, wouldn't you think that would still be considered a crime scene? And
Well,
hazmat might be there, or
and no matter what they say, they still haven't gotten to the bottom of did anybody else help him.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're claiming it's not true right now. They don't know that for sure. So there may be something in that house that points them towards somebody else. Why in the hell would they let some random woman with an iPhone being filmed on, walk through this fucking house? Just around all the evidence, just nobody there. That's so weird. Like, what is really going on? I can't even
It baffles
fathom
me.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't fathom it either. I just don't know. But it's like we live in this freaking bizarro world now, and
Yeah, and if you start with the conspiracy theories, they call you nuts, and it's like, well, what's really going on? I mean, there's got to be more to this. Like, why would they allow people to be walking through that house, man? It's so crazy. I don't know.
totally nuts, totally crazy.
Make a bit of sense to me.
None at all. It's just so crazy how you just have a major change like in the New Orleans guy. Like I've seen no videos on the Las Vegas dude, but like with the New Orleans guy, like if you watch that video of him just talking about just life and everything, and then or what he did, and then going into running down Bourbon Street with a truck, it's just like
Something
so opposite. It's like somebody else is controlling these people, like
How long ago was that video?
a few years.
Now I'm just wondering how long in between from him being,
They were saying like midsummer he really became radicalized, with this support of ISIS, and
That's what I heard. It
you know,
hasn't been very
it
long.
hasn't been like years, but yeah,
that's
it's
crazy. Yeah, I was trying to.
yeah, the videos are crazy, and we sit here and we talk about it, Shane and Justin. It's like it hits home, man, because it happened here on our turf, I guess if you want to call it, and like in our backyard. But not that I frequent the French Quarter, or most of us probably don't anymore. But it's still just to see that, and you sit back and you think about it, and it's like who, of course, they're trying to lay blame if you watch Fox News or you watch some CNN stuff, and they keep bringing up the ballots, with the in the street, $10 million contract, they didn't work.
Oh,
Because
them,
something to, I don't know if the things like move around and supposedly block, stop the traffic. But
right,
the
right.
first ones that they built, what I'm understanding, it was a $10 million project. Well, guess what? Mardi Gras beads were getting caught in the track. So they had to like stop it, redesign this whole damn thing. But, I was listening to Fox this morning, and people were talking about, they lay blame on the city, on the mayor, on this one, on that one. But it's like, I don't know if those would have even stopped it because he ran on the sidewalk. And from what I understand and from what I remember going down there, those damn things never went onto the sidewalk.
Yeah, Justin, you're down that area a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
would anything have prevented that they currently have in play right now that you saw? Like
I
these,
mean, if
these
those barriers were set up for sure, because I mean, you think the sidewalks pretty much down the full length of Bourbon, they've got them big ass posts that come down from the upper balconies and shit. So if you try to drive anything through there, it'd probably fuck it up before it could get very far. But them posts they have are fucking huge, and they slide off to the side and they slide down into the middle. And then they've also got like the movable ones, and it's like a ramp that they flatten out so you can
right.
drive over it, and then they lift them up before any event. So I don't know, like, even though the sliding ones were out of commission, I don't know why they didn't have those ramps put out.
So that let me see something here. I want to bear with me just a second. Are we talking about these things here?
No.
No, what the hell are these big old yellow things?
That's some shit. I have
I
no
can't
clue.
tell
I
you I've
haven't
ever
seen
seen those
those.
unless it's
Those.
old school stuff.
Yeah, I was trying to see. They got. I was trying to see because I don't know what the things you're talking about. Like I didn't know they had shit like that on Bourbon. As long as I've
They're
been around.
new.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't know. Oh, is this? Let me see. Let me pull this one up and see if this will. Bourbon Street safety barriers. Have you seen them? And I'm like, no.
So that's the ones that I was talking about that are like the ramp.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
So they have a few of those in the French Quarter, and I mean, it looks pretty effective. And they just lower it down whenever it's traffic time, so you can just
Sure.
drive over it like that. Boom.
Like this guy, yeah. Okay. Well, is that the things that would have been up in that where he turned onto the street?
I'm
Did they
about
have those there?
to. They did not have those there. They had these.
Yeah, the ones I seen were like straight poles, but they could move on
Hmm.
an angle to kind of open the street up, and
Uh,
then they would come back. But that was the complaint, that they wasn't operational because of like Mardi Gras beads and trash and all that kind of
yeah,
crap
yeah,
getting hung up in them.
yeah. I don't think there was any, kind of conspiracy bullshit going on with that because I did see
Mm-mm.
some of that pop up on X where people were, like, what's going on here? They should have had those up, like,
That's it right there, Justin.
oh,
Those.
okay, yeah, I got you.
And then they move. They just
But it's
slide
like
in that
what
little
else, Sam? I
track.
mean, you can't just go around them damn things, like where that black trash can is, and just boom, like
See,
would that ever?
that's my whole bitch about it. It's like, even if you had those in place, I still think that truck could have went around that sidewalk, and but like I said, I wasn't there, thank God. But yeah, I mean,
No, but there is I did see a video from the angle of when he turned onto that street. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
mhm.
I'm just curious. Let's see if I can find that because I'm curious to see what was on the side of the street, like if he could have made it either way.
Well,
Because
he
I
was
knew.
definitely up on the sidewalk in that video.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
absolutely,
I got you.
absolutely. Yeah, they had a police car blocking the street, but he
Yep.
went. I mean, he managed to do a hard 90 around that police car,
He
and
did too.
yeah, he did, and it was on.
I did see that. Yeah, man. He was boom. When you see that cop jump out of the car, like
Yeah,
what in the hell? Let's go. That was. Let me see.
crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to see that video. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it here on X. I'll
That's
pull this up.
actually right where it started, because that's the sex shop right there.
Yeah, that's the 100 block of Bourbon right there on Canal, man. Yeah.
That's right where that cop was parked and where he turned in
Yep.
at.
That's where it went down.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see
Crazy.
something. Yeah, see. Let's see. New Orleans police superintendent says she had no clue that New Orleans has sidewalk barriers to defend against terror attacks. She had no clue. Like, who is this woman? Oh, that's that one that came from Oakland or some shit, right?
Yeah, Miss Kirkpatrick. Yeah.
Yeah. What the? Why would she say that? Like, I had no clue. Like, oh, geez. Let me see something. I'm trying to. I want to pull that damn video up if I can find it. Of that truck. Well, I was trying to find a further out view. I just wanted to see what was on the sidewalks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Go
'Cause
look
I'm
on
with
Street
Brad.
View, Google Maps.
Yeah, I just figured. I mean, damn, the shit's all over the place, and now when you want the video, you can't find it. Let's see. Because, like I said, I did see that shit going on. You know, when I got on X for a little while yesterday, as far as people thinking there was some kind of conspiracy of why those posts weren't up. You know, and I don't think there was anything behind that. I just think it was kind of like when New Orleans got caught with their pants down during Katrina. You know,
Right.
you weren't expecting anything like that catastrophic to happen. So you kind of, you're not on your game all the time, and that's just part of having people run a city that are inept. It's not really that they had any malice intent behind what they were doing. It's just
Right.
incompetence is what it is.
Yeah, and I think their whole plan was that they needed to have this finished for the Super Bowl, but
I
it's like, what about this? And what about Mardi Gras? And what about all these other festivals, and yeah,
Yeah, and
it's tragic, man.
honestly, not that I was, would hope for any of that, but I was surprised that this person picked now to
Hmm.
do this when Mardi Gras, honestly, would have been, if you were going to do that anyway. It's hard to even word this right, because I'm not saying that it should happen, but if you were going to do that, you figured they would have waited till Mardi Gras, and then 3 o'clock in the
I
morning
was
was
to
an
say
odd time.
3:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an odd time to me if you're trying to do the most damage. You know what I mean?
Damage.
It's
I guess maybe it was just an opportunity thing. Maybe I don't know if he knew or didn't know that the barriers were getting redone, and it just maybe that's the time he got in from Houston.
yeah. Let's see what
But
this.
they said he drove.
So he turns right there. So that's that picture you were talking about?
Yes, right there.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah, I wish that. Yeah, I think he'd have made it on that sidewalk either way, because that ain't blocking that sidewalk, and his
Nope.
truck would have went under that awning right there.
Yep.
So yeah, those bears, they wouldn't have done shit. He was going to be able to get to it either way, so they can stop with that nonsense. So
Right.
damn.
And so they're saying that he drove straight from Houston to New Orleans,
Right.
like New Year's Eve night, got to New Orleans, and then he checked into an Airbnb and then had time to leave and make it to Bourbon by 3:30 in the morning.
That's
So
what I
that's
was understanding. Yes.
so they're let me
So
follow
what-
that timeline.
What the
So
fuck was the
they're
point of the Airbnb?
I don't know. Yeah.
so he rented an Airbnb,
Yeah.
but he apparently never went to it.
Well, he did because he burned it down. Apparently, there was a fire in it.
Oh
Mhm.
damn! Well, I missed everything. Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay,
What
so
do you
he
think?
drove.
Well, we
Dude,
don't know if he did it. That's where the
Oh,
accomplice part came in. That's
right,
where they were
somebody.
like, well, somebody's working with him because the Airbnb that he rented is on fire right now.
See, and that was part of my disbelief of this woman walking through this house right now. You know what I mean? Because there could be evidence in there that leads them to another person involved in this shit. That could be
Yes.
tampered with, and not purposely tampered with, but the same thing they did with the O.J. Simpson shit back in the day. They had so many people in and out, that crime scene in and out of it, that all the evidence, everything was fucked up. You know what I mean?
Everything was tampered
Everything.
with. Yeah.
Right. People stepping on shit and moving shit and leaving DNA that doesn't need to be, all that. They know better than that. So it's just, I don't know. It's very odd. It's very odd, unless this woman was lying and that wasn't really the house, but So I don't know. I mean, but if she was really in this guy's house, that's something's very strange about that. And then now that you're telling me this Airbnb was burning down, it's like, what's the hell's going on here? And
Right.
who all did he have behind him? It's hard to believe he was a lone wolf as much, as those people can't stand us over here and are
Yeah.
always waiting to do some harm. It's not like he's the only one that feels like that, but
Yeah, and then what they say they had 3 men and a woman on surveillance camera that they suspected were planting the IEDs around
Yes.
the front, and then
wow.
they said, no, they weren't working with them. They were just bystanders.
Let me guess, this is the FBI saying that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, so were they just playing with the fucking explosive devices on accident, or like what kind of video footage did you have of these people with the IEDs that made you think they were with him, and then you determined that they weren't?
Now you see how that's how bad it's gotten that anytime you tell me the feds are involved, red flags go up. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And it shouldn't even be like that. It's a shame that that's how we feel now in this country. Because as soon as the FBI moves in and they start trying to tell you their version of what happened, you automatically don't believe the shit. And it may be true,
Yeah,
but you don't believe them anymore. They've lost all credibility. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I feel like some of the shit that's happening now with like this event, as far as the public's knowledge of it, it's kind of like a double-edged sword of like, if they don't say anything for a while because they want to make sure they have facts, then we think they're lying and hiding something
Sure.
because it takes too long. But if they come
Yeah.
out quickly and say shit, some of it's going to be wrong because it's really
Right.
early. And then when they correct it, we're like, no, you're fucking lying, you know?
Right.
So it's
Yeah, and
like,
and it's a good point because the other night, like I said, that young lady that was speaking for them at the podium sat there and said this wasn't an act of terrorism.
right.
Now you're starting to see it being reported as one, but that was what you said. They were in such a rush to get information out to the public that now it makes it seem like you're just a bunch of fucking liars, where it may
Right.
just be they're fucking up by trying to say shit too soon because they're being pressured to talk. I mean, the public
Mhm.
wants to know what the fuck is going on,
Exactly.
but they've also been caught doing so much shady shit that you never know. So it puts it in your mind that they're fucking lying. They're covering something up, and like I said, they may be totally innocent in this, but then again, it is just odd some of the stories that you hear, and as far as this other Airbnb burning down, and then them letting people in the damn house that the guy was living in, like what's going on?
Yeah.
How can we trust anything that they're saying?
Well, if you listen to the press conference that was going down, you have LaToilet. She's out there saying it was a terrorist hit, and then right behind her, well, we're going to let I call it a DEI appointee,
Yeah,
FBI, and she's like, well, it wasn't a terrorist, and it's like,
yeah,
dude, you can't even get your story straight in the same room,
yeah. So how would that not make you think that something fishy's going on when, like you said, the mayor of the city is saying a total opposite of what the feds are moving in and saying?
Yeah,
And I got to give it to LaToilet. I mean, she knew what it was, and she said
Yes.
it.
Yes,
Everybody knew
exactly.
what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they? I mean, they found the damn flag on the guy, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
And
was
they
hanging
found,
off the back of the truck.
It was
yeah.
hanging.
So I mean, what else do you need to know? Whether he was a lone wolf or not, it was still an act of terrorism because he was doing it for religious reasons. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't know why they're so afraid to throw that label on something, man.
I wonder why
Yeah.
his IEDs didn't go off. I mean, it's good they didn't, but I
Well,
wonder
right.
if he Columbined them, or if like whoever was with him backed out.
Columbine them. What you mean?
Yeah, their bombs didn't go off. Like they fucked up all their bombs in the
Oh, they had
school.
some planted because I know
Oh
they were
yeah,
throwing pipe bombs that were
yeah. They
working
had
very well.
bombs planted in the cafeteria, like pressure cooker bombs all over the place, and none of them went
Wow.
off. They just fucked them all up. So I don't know if he did that, or like I said, whoever was with him was like, "Oh no, fuck that."
Yeah, it may have been. Maybe
Very
they
much
did, like
so.
you said. They got kind of spooked out of it. But I don't know, man. Normally, when you're dealing with them people, they're all in. You know what I mean? There ain't no
Yeah,
backing out. But you never know. Yeah, I didn't know they had that many IEDs. I kind of read a couple of headlines here and there about it, but I didn't want to dig too deep into it because I had a
yeah,
million questions I wanted to ask y'all.
yeah.
You
And
know,
he had two in the truck. He had two in
did
the
he?
truck, and then he had some planted all down Bourbon.
Boy, there could have been so much more. Not,
Yeah.
Oh,
lives that were
total
lost. I
catastrophe,
mean,
man.
yeah. God
Total
damn, well,
devastation. You know.
he was planning a big one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. And
Well,
if
I
that
can tell
happened,
you that's
I mean,
true with the bombs planted. I mean, one of my sources told me that they were all over the damn place. So,
mhm.
uh,
mm,
you know, and just it does no justice to listen to the media from what my source was telling me. It's just true carnage, man. Just
yeah.
total
That it, and
devastation,
this,
man.
of course, we're not going to pry on if this is a source close to the action.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because
Just
they still had bodies in the street until like midday yesterday, huh?
absolutely. Yeah.
Thought
Yeah.
so. They said the hotel owners were covering up the windows with sheets so that their guests couldn't see the bodies laying in the street.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
Mm, mm,
nuts.
mm.
Freaking nuts. You
I'm,
know, and I tell people, and I think I talked to you about it, Shane, and I think you and I discussed about the whole, Sean Ryan show, which is a podcast as well. And for those out there that have never heard of him, I would urge to look him up and follow. There's 2 episodes out there that brings a lot of what you're seeing now, if it's New York or
Hmm.
even what's going on in Austin, Texas, with the pro-Palestinian bullshit. Sarah Adams, I believe it was episode 149 was like the first one I saw, and then when I started digging deeper, it's like she's got one too. It's like number 116. She's ex-CIA. They even
Yep.
were hitting on her on the news tonight about her, and dude, she brings a lot of it to light of what's coming, what to expect in America. Uh, and I'll put it this way: I don't want to be in crowds. I don't want to go
Yeah.
anywhere where there's a crowd because of what I have listened to with her, and scary stuff, man. And
Yeah.
it's going to
And
be stuff that we've never heard of, I've never seen, I've never had to deal with. So,
right. And I was gonna bring up the Sean Ryan show as well because didn't I know he just had a episode recently with was it like Bin Laden's nephew or some shit he had on there?
I
I
don't know.
thought I saw.
It
Yeah, I do.
was
I thought I saw
yeah.
something about that. Yeah, I didn't see the episode, but I do. I kind
Well,
of remember what you're talking
and
about.
he was telling him he's like, look, they're planning shit right now. Like y'all will have a terrorist attack on American soil within the next few months.
Yes. Yeah, this lady goes into detail that like even ISIS or Al Qaeda, they're not looking for recognition anymore. They're not looking for that. They're not looking like they did with the World Trade Center, and then they say, "Yeah, we did it." They're not looking for all that. They're just looking for it to be known that it was them. And if they take 10 people out, or if they take 100 people out, or of course, if they want to take as many casualties as they can. So, um, she goes into stuff like saying they're planning stuff where they want to hit a school in every state at the same time,
Yeah,
and it's, boy, you listen to it, and I just I urge everybody to to plug that, listen to it, and it will
absolutely.
open your eyes. And where her sources come from, I mean, she's ex-CIA, so she's got to have some type of insight on what's truly going on. But they're trained, they're here, the cells are here.
Yep.
We can thank this administration that's in office now for probably letting most of them into this country. So,
Well, and just like she's saying, like some people are like, oh, it's a one-off, whatever. But that other episode that I was talking about, Bin Laden's nephew, or
yeah,
he was, saying that they're planning some shit that's gonna rival and basically make 9/11 look like baby steps.
that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know how you ever stop it though, because when you listen to this and you dig deep into it, and how corrupt our government is, that we're funding this Hezbollah and we're funding ISIS and Al Qaeda to the tune of some, what, 40 million a month, 7 million a week, whatever the number is. And it's just like, how do you even stop that kind of stuff? Where you've got our deep state funding this terrorist bullshit.
yeah, and it's not like you can doubt what these people say, as far as you know, being worse than 9/11, because that's all they will plan this shit out for years. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
they'll just
Hmm.
keep thinking of better and better ways to pull off. And you can believe, no matter how you want to word it, it's a competition as far as
Yeah.
trying to beat 9/11, because they saw how big of a tragedy that was in this country. And if that's their goal, is to cause that
Yes.
kind of chaos, why would you not want to outdo the last one? You know what I mean? So it's a
Right.
scary thought.
Yes, and a lot of it is training. It depends on the length of time to train these terrorists. If it's a year for whatever mission that they're going to be sent on, some of them have to go through 2 or 3 years of training. And then it's a matter of just guess what? Let's just sit and wait, you know.
Yeah,
And
well,
I was
they'll wait
also
it out.
reading something that was interesting that they always hit like certain dates. If it was 9/11 with a 1/1 or a date of a 1/1 or with a one in it, whatever it might be, somewhere in that country of Afghanistan or wherever might have gotten slaughtered that day, and now he's a martyr, and now we're going to react on that time, that day, whatever it might be. Um, and the problem with those kind of people, as we all know, is they don't care. They want to die, you
Well,
know,
right,
and
yeah, they don't fear it.
they do not fear it, you know.
No, it's an honor.
It is. It's an honor
That's
killing.
that's the scariest part. That it is an honor to do
Yes.
the kind of shit that this guy did on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you ever stop somebody that's they're willing to die because they believe it's such a huge honor to do that for your beliefs?
Yeah.
That's a tough one, man. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't think you ever really truly stop it. All you can do is hope to have enough people on the ground or some type of informants, CIA, whoever, that are trying to keep track of this as much as they can. Now, you know what's going to happen. This shit's going to come out that this guy's been on their fucking radar for months. You know what I mean?
And that's the whole bitch too now, Shane. It's like, how can you tell me this guy hasn't been on their radar for however long now? And of course, the persecution that they put against all these J6 people. And this guy wasn't on the radar.
You know he was. It always works out like that. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
There's always some news that comes out saying that they were kind of watching this guy for the last 7 months. You know what I mean? Because somebody tipped him off that he was acting a certain way. And you
Right.
watch. That's why the feds swoop in so quick and start,
Yes.
oh, no, this just wasn't terrorism. Basically, we would know if it was terrorism. It's not terrorism. You know what I mean? Then come to find out they were watching this fucking asshole for terroristic reasons. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not
So-
convinced he was a lone wolf. I'm not. You'll have to prove to me otherwise. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't understand how this with the timeline. Like I said, I haven't mapped it out completely, but how was this guy able to run around the French Quarter and put explosive devices everywhere, if it was an ice chest or wherever it was, what he was putting them in,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden get back in his car and drive and do it? It just, I don't know. It just don't add
Get
up.
back in his car and go to his Airbnb and
Yeah,
then
and catch it on fire, right?
catch it on fire and then go back to the French Quarter and run
Exactly.
everybody down at 3:30 in the morning.
What was the timeline of all that? I guess they don't know. Like the videos of them. You said they had
Well-
multiple people though on video, right? Dropping those IDs.
That's what the FBI said. And then, well, today they said no, they weren't connected. They said those
Ah.
people were just bystanders. They had nothing to do with him.
Oh,
So I don't know if they were
So-
just playing with the IDs, like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's a bomb. Let me put it back.
Let me put it back in its spot.
It's
Fireworks.
rolling, so you're like, oh well, fuck, somebody left a bomb. I'm gonna leave it
Oh
alone.
shit. Yeah. Well, because they said that he posted a video on his social media on the drive from Texas, which was New Year's Eve night.
Right.
And he was basically like praising Allah and, saying that he was doing what he was doing for ISIS and yada yada. So if he posted that video on his drive from Houston, then he had to have been driving, here, which means he couldn't have had much time by the time he got here to get to an Airbnb, check in, catch it on fire, plant IEDs, get back
Sure.
to Bourbon, run everybody down. Like, I
It
don't
just
know.
doesn't add up.
Man, they wonder why you sit there and all these conspiracies start flying around. Because like you said, none of it makes any damn sense.
No.
He couldn't have been in all those fucking places.
No.
Man. And then the bad thing is, it's like, will you ever know what went on? And I guess.
Probably not.
I guess in some sense it doesn't matter. I mean, the damage is done, but then again, if there's other people that were involved in this shit and they're running around, well, then I guess it does fucking matter. We need
Yeah.
to know.
Yes. Just the
I mean,
truth. Absolutely, dude.
Well, yeah, because the truth could save lives. I mean,
Right.
it's crazy. But the problem is, this government never wants you to know that they fucked up. Because like I said, this asshole could have been on their radar for the longest time, and then he went and done this. Well, the last thing they want to do is tell you that. Oh yeah, well, we saw him and a group of people. We were kind of watching them. They're never going to say that. So they damn sure ain't gonna come out and say, no, he wasn't a lone wolf. There's 10 other people that we don't know where they're at right now. you know.
Yeah, ain't
So
that the truth, huh?
it's all about saving face with them, man. They just don't want to look like they don't want to look as incompetent as they fucking are, because like you said, there's a bunch of these DEI hires up there running shit now, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's
So,
all speculating. I mean, I'm shitting on the FBI, and all I'm going by is what I've seen lately, you know. And then when you're going back to how they did with Trump, you know, back when Comey was running it, they were dirty. They were dirty as fuck. They were corrupt. You know, none of it's about protecting the American people. It's all about gaining more power and more control, just like every other, branch of the government. I mean, that's all it's about. And you start to see it. So you lose all faith in the entire system, man. And it shouldn't fucking be like that. I'm trying to get some back with, when Trump and all them get in office, and maybe we can start gaining a little bit more faith in our government system. But right now I have zero trust in them, zero belief in it. They've ruined that,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And what they said, he originally planned on getting his family together for New Year's celebrations to kill them all, and then was like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, he did.
I'm going to New Orleans.
Where'd they
Yeah.
hear that from?
His Facebook, he posted
Oh,
it, a video of it.
So when did he post that?
The day leading up, I believe, like that was gonna be his
Okay.
plan, like the day before, and he was like, no. So he was gonna kill his family and join ISIS, apparently, and then he decided not to kill his family and to go to New Orleans and drive down Bourbon Street.
Well, maybe his family didn't know how radicalized he was becoming, because I know they did say that, when they were interviewed, that they didn't realize any of this was going on. Like I said, I found it hard to believe. I would like to think that if someone in my family joined ISIS, I would kind of get a hint that something's
You
not
would think.
right. Yeah, like, where you been going lately? Like, what's going on?
It's so true.
Says the videos were
What are these
posted
black
to.
flags all in your bedroom? What is it? What is Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I pay too much attention to what's going on.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's like, mind your fucking business, man. I'm joining ISIS. Look.
Yeah, it says the videos were posted to his Facebook page Wednesday between 1:29 a.m. and 3:02 a.m. And in the videos, he made reference to his divorce and how he had first planned to gather his family for a celebration with the intention of killing them. And yeah,
See, there's always
Said
a
he
woman
was-
somewhere behind it all. There's a woman that
Yeah.
drove this man crazy. That's
Said
what
he
it
was-
was. She drove him to ISIS.
he was having dreams of joining ISIS.
Oh, wow.
That's
Like,
what
what
you're
kind
saying,
of dream?
that's
I don't know, man. I guess some people are just mentally fucking ill, because I'm thinking, who dreams that? I mean, anything they stand for, like, why would that be a dream of yours? Like, go join
And
the
he fought in Afghanistan. Like he was over there fucking
Yeah, he was.
fighting them. I don't.
Yeah, I guess some people are just off, man. You never know, because he's not the first one to be from this country or whatever and then go join that shit. I just don't understand it, but I guess you'd have to be as mentally gone as they are to understand it.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
And then they like to claim that it's not all of them, this, that, and the other, and it's not. I'm not gonna sit there and say everybody that's in that religion, but it's too many of them, because apparently it's preached somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's got to be, because too many of them are following this holy book, and then they wind up doing shit like this because they think it's what needs to be done. Because I guess they look at us as they're doing a good act, I guess, because we're so evil over here. I don't know what's preached to them, but that's all I can think is that to them, killing us is like killing bad.
Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, it's like somebody else is controlling these people. Like said his father and his brother were interviewed, and they couldn't reconcile the attack with the kind, soft-spoken person that they knew. He was well-tempered and slow to anger, which, like I said, if you watch the video of him talking from years back, he was very soft-spoken, just, well-spoken. So I don't know, man.
What? See, it's killing me because I want to see that. What's his name? Is it in the article right there? Because I don't have it.
Yeah, it's
Well, let me see. Maybe I can find it right here.
Shamsuddin
Oh,
Jabars.
yeah. I know how to spell that. I know plenty of Shamsuds. How do you spell Sham? Oh, there it is. It pulled up on Google. I'm asking you what's his name, like it's Brian Williams. Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar. Oh yeah. I was thinking about naming my first son that. Justin, you could have been a Shamsud. Let's see.
Should have been.
That's his
Right.
Muslim name. I doubt that's his.
Oh yeah,
birth name.
that ain't his government name. No,
He was a
that's
human resource specialist in the Army, IT
really
specialist.
IT specialist, real estate agent. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume they pulled that shit down off of YouTube though. That video.
It was a 2020 YouTube video pitching himself as a real estate agent.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Damn it,
So let's see.
what the hell have I been, dude? I've been fishing too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been out on the water too much, man. That's all I've been doing. Oh, there it is, right there.
You found
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I'm about to pull it up.
Yes.
I'm
And just
good.
Listen to him talk, and
Let me see. It should pull it. Yeah, I wanted to see this clown here. Let me see what old Shams is talking about.
Jabbar, property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I brilliantly market your property to make sure it gets sold as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible, but I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you.
No, I hear you. All right, I've heard enough. Man, that is odd transition, huh?
right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sounds total just sane mind and, like pushing real estate to just be driven to what I don't know. It's odd, man. And look, I know some people snap like, I never thought he would have killed his family like that, or he murdered a wife or something. But to go where you go from that to just being this extreme terrorist
In 4 years.
Yes, 4 years. Now, I mean, he may have been harboring some of those feelings for a while, but I mean, he seems perfectly normal, But like Brad said, that's not his birth name. So apparently he transitioned over to that, religion and those beliefs a while back.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of been building up. I don't know, but to still be driven to the point where you're ready to die for it is pretty far, as far as being pushed that far. I mean, that's a big cliff to jump off of, man.
Yeah.
I understand being for your religion and believing what you believe, but to go from where he's at now or was at on YouTube to where he just went is like, man, what a fucking stretch, huh? Crazy.
Well,
back to
his brother is Abdur Jabbar, and his father is Rahim Jabbar. So
So that is a birth name then.
it may be.
Maybe so.
Yeah, because usually they take that up, like Brad was saying, that they convert, and a lot of times it's done in prison, and
Right.
they convert over to Islam, and then they take on these names like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Muhammad
he was,
Ali.
yeah, exactly. So, but the way you're saying it, it sounds like either the family all converted or he was born that. So maybe he didn't. Maybe I don't know, man. I just don't know enough about him. Apparently,
I mean,
nobody
he's got
knows.
associate's degrees, bachelor degrees, multiple degrees, data engineering, bachelor's
Well, that was-
degree from Georgia State University in 2017.
Well, that was kind of like that asshole that shot that damn what the fuck, the insurance guy, the CEO of the United Health. I mean, that was kind of his thing too. He was college, in college or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just go down these crazy paths, man. I don't know, because I'm with you. When you start reading the stuff that this guy has as far as the education and all, man, you would think he was smart enough not to do this,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. That's what makes these cases like that so interesting because it's hard to get into the mind of people like that because you don't think that way, you know. But apparently, this guy really believed in whatever the fuck he was believing. So, I don't know, very odd.
Well,
Very
in
odd.
2020, a Texas judge granted his second wife a restraining order against him
So he had
during
some
their
issues.
divorce case.
Yeah, I don't think he just got crazy. Let's put it that way. You know, I mean, you don't just go from total sanity to this. You know, apparently it was building up, which is, you know, the whole family with I didn't see signs. Now you're telling me what their name is, and I mean, I hate to prejudge, but come on now. I mean, they know what the fuck that religion's about. You know,
Yeah.
or a portion of it. I mean, I don't want to sit here and sit here and umbrella statement on everybody in there, but you know what I mean. There's a big portion of that shit that believe in exactly what he did. They may not all act on it,
Yeah.
believe it. You know what I mean, and they celebrate it. So I find it hard to believe that that family had no clue that this was going on, or that at least something like that was festering in his mind, or that he was getting that hardcore with it.
And
I
then
don't.
he was like that guy right there. He's living in a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
He doesn't look like
Who
a
was?
trailer guy. Him.
Oh,
Jabbar.
him. Jabbar.
Jabbar.
We're gonna call him Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, I like Brian better.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, well, any good news going on, or is it all just fucking chaos and mayhem? And do we need to be concerned? I mean, what's going on, man?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think there's any
I don't
good
know. Do we
news.
have to be concerned? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't
We're,
put your guard down, that's for sure.
what we're 18 days away from Big T taking office, right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't guess all this nonsense had anything to do with that. I wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know.
No, you was just looking for good news.
Yeah. I was just trying. No, I was just sitting there thinking when you said it, because somebody had mentioned that earlier when I was talking to him about it yesterday. About, was it just something that kind of, is it related to that? Trying
Yeah.
to stop that. And I'm thinking, nah. That's
don't
not
think
how
so.
you do that. You don't drive a truck down Bourbon Street to stop Trump from taking office.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the presidency, dude. I
Nothing at
think
all.
that they have been planning it, and it's just kind of
Well,
they're
and they
waiting
know,
on big crowds.
right? And they know it's a huge celebration in the country with
Yeah.
New Year's.
Well,
So
because Germany just got hit too. They drove a fucking truck through a
yeah,
Christmas parade.
I was going to ask you what's going on over there, because that was another headline I skimmed past and
Same
didn't have
thing.
time. Same shit.
Same thing.
No, what about the perpetrator? Same.
I didn't see anything on the perpetrator. I just saw that
Yeah.
there was a terrorist attack in Germany, and they drove a truck through a Christmas parade.
Brad, you know anything more than that?
I
No, I really
assume,
don't know any more
being
than
that it
that.
was a Christmas parade, it was
Yeah.
probably same suspects, but
Yeah. Damn. But that's not right, Justin. It's like that's what I seen a meme earlier. It was like, let's not jump to conclude, and they cut the word conclusion off, and it said, "Oh, it's a Muslim." Like, let's not jump to conclude. Oh, it's a Muslim.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
never
God
fucking
damn it.
fails, and you can't say that. They'll probably take this down for us. Me saying that, but I
no,
don't
but I
care
mean,
what-
it's the same thing as when you see a school shooting. What do you think? You think white kid. Like, I mean, it just
Yes,
that's what it is. Like, you
yes.
just
Absolutely.
And it's funny you say that, because there has been a couple cases where it wasn't, and that strikes me as odd, because you're
it's like,
right.
holy
And
shit.
Just the
it's-
last one they had, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it was a
normally,
female.
right? But normally it's some throwed off white kid that was in
Yep.
bullied or whatever reason. So you're right. That's the first thing my mind jumps to, and it's not wrong. It's just the odds are it's
Yeah.
a white kid shooting up a school. Odds are it's one of these Muslim terrorists that are doing shit for religious reasons on certain holidays. I mean,
Yep.
it is what it is. And I don't know why. Like, they have such a problem, like the media and all, as just saying that when it happens. Like, they don't even want to mention it, because
Yeah.
the headline I saw first on CNN was how a truck drove through a
truck.
crowd. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, the fucking truck didn't drive itself. I promise you.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
That's your
fucking
media
truck.
there, buddy.
Yeah, and I'm like, exactly what the fuck it was. A truck. Like, out of
truck.
here. But anyway, I don't know. Like I said, they so afraid to call it what it is. Which, why I wasn't surprised when the FBI woman got up there and was like, "This is not an act of terrorism," But at least they looks like they about faced on that. So
Absolutely.
Fuck, I don't think they had a choice when they're sitting there taking pictures of a big ISIS flag on the ground. I mean, what are you gonna say?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Has ISIS, anybody, a spokesman for ISIS, come out and said anything? And I don't mean it as a joke, but have they come out and
I don't know, because I don't know that he was like
like
fully
really?
affiliated with
I see
ISIS.
what
I
you're
think he
saying.
wanted to be affiliated with
Yeah.
ISIS, so he did it in the name of ISIS.
Ah,
Like,
yeah.
this
Name of
is for
right.
ISIS.
Yeah, so
Yes.
they must have. They only claim that shit if they're like behind.
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck is this clown?
Yeah, like,
Fuck
it's
off,
gotta be.
Jabbar.
Yeah, it's not us. We'd have done it way bigger than that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Your bombs didn't even
That's
go
okay.
off, you pussy.
That's fucking crazy, man. Right in
Totally
New
nuts.
Orleans, man. I still can't
Yeah.
believe it, dude. And
Yeah,
no, I
who
thought
would've
at first when it first broke the other night, I'm like, some drunk dumbass done drove down Bourbon and
Yeah.
hurt people. But then when you hear he's getting out and firing guns and shit, it's like, okay, wait a second, something's not
Yeah.
right here. It's not just a drunk driver, you know.
No.
Like, yeah, he's what was it? Did he kill himself or NOPD got his ass?
NOPD got him.
Yeah, it took his death. I wonder if it's that cop that was chasing after.
I think it was those three. There was three cops chasing him. Two of them got shot by him, and I don't, they were just in a shootout, so I don't know which one killed him, but it was one of those three.
that would have been an honor to take that motherfucker out, huh?
Absolutely.
that.
Did you see the side of the truck? All the bullet
Oh,
holes?
The guy's truck. I
Yeah.
didn't get to pay no damn attention to
It was lit up.
I wanna
They
see
hit him good, man. I saw a picture where he was on the ground. He had two like right on the side of his
Yeah,
chest.
he had
you know?
one like right in the side of his chest, and he like got smoked right next to the ear.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's see. Let's
Got him. He had body
Really?
armor and shit on, like metal plates.
Apparently, he thought he was more ready. I mean, because he got out of there wanting to fight, like you said, had body armor and
He
shit.
thought.
Yeah, but man, it's
Couldn't
a
even
different
drive.
story when it gets real. It's a totally different story, man.
He had half a road and smoked a fucking scissor lift.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, he ran into a big ass cherry picker.
Damn. Yeah, well, I seen that one video where the people kind of jumped out the street onto the sidewalk when he was coming by. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and honestly, I was surprised he didn't swerve at them. You know,
Yeah.
and like I
Right.
said, this isn't a criticism on, as far as saying he should have done a better job. I'm not saying that, but it did shock me that I was like, well, why didn't he? The whole thing is weird. Like, there's
Yeah.
people right there, and you're just barreling down the road with the intent on hurting people. But it seemed like he
Yeah.
could have swerved and took them out on the sidewalk, and luckily he didn't. For them, it was.
I guess he was. It's like he was just gunning it straight. Because I've seen, some of the videos of people that have gotten hit, and like, half of their group will make it out the way, and he doesn't swerve for him.
Yeah.
He's just barreling straight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure all this out from a sane mind. So I mean, none of it's going to make sense to me anyway. But I was just curious because, matter of fact, let's see, let's pull it up. I think
And he wasn't driving super crazy fast either. It didn't look like.
Well, let's see. This is that
Kinda
video I
took
was
a-
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, that fucking noise is obnoxious. Let's turn that on. Yeah, see, he could have swerved right there, and he didn't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
And like I said again, and for anybody, I'm not saying he should have. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just, I mean, look at the amount of people standing right there. That if he'd have just turned right, he'd
Yeah,
have took
that's
them
5
all
or
out.
6 people.
I mean, think
Yeah.
how lucky these people are. Look at that one in that white jacket in the road right now.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, how fortunate do you look back after everything? Your adrenaline stops running. Like, holy shit! Especially when you watch this video. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what a feeling! Like, look at that woman.
Whew.
She didn't know what to do. He could have got her, and he actually
Oh.
turned.
Yeah.
It looked like he moved, huh?
Yeah,
He did look. He was right next to the curb right there, and then he kind of turned
Yeah,
away
watch
from
that
him,
when
if
he
anything.
comes. I mean, look how many people's lives. Like, boom, he turned away. Boy, they just don't know how fortunate. And this guy, he don't know what he's looking like. This dumbass.
Who's this guy?
Look at all the people that made it out of there. Holy shit!
Mm.
It's so odd how he swerved right there. I don't know
Yeah.
what made him, man. Jesus.
I'm
took
wondering if he was looking down the road like, there's more people down
Might
there
have-
or something.
yeah.
You know?
right, and you don't know what's going on. Like you said, in his
Yeah.
mind, he's like this shit's getting real now.
Yeah, he may have been in there strapping up and just driving straight.
Like I said, look at, man, you talk about Jesus taking the wheel. Huh? I mean, God. Whoo, she don't know. Man. That's
Dude,
crazy.
how lucky are those people though, man, that he didn't roll through there at midnight? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you know,
that's the first thing. Like I said, that threw me off. If
yeah,
I was planning this, it wouldn't
yeah,
be at 3:30. You know what I mean, on
no,
Bourbon Street. That's just
right,
not. Yeah, you wait at a time where everybody's coming out of them bars and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
it could have been a lot more tragic than it was. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
if you want to pick anything positive out of this mess, is it could have been a more populated night. You know, like I said, Mardi Gras. You fuck around and do this shit on Mardi Gras. I mean, you
Dude.
know that. We've been to Bourbon, you're elbow to elbow, the whole fucking street, all the way
yeah,
down. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
And it's like the whole week up to Mardi Gras
Yeah, so you'd have had
is
plenty of.
slam packed. Like,
Yeah.
I've been out there trying to work during the week of Mardi Gras, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah. They
Man.
were showing a video, man, of like I think it was about probably 1 o'clock in the morning, how packed it was. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like you said, elbow to elbow, and of course now, you look at and they had that picture. I don't know if y'all saw that with must have had 10 policemen right there in the corner,
Yep.
and there was like nobody hardly in the street. So yeah, definitely could have been worse for sure, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That was
That's
that
what we
live
need.
stream that's
Yes.
always up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a live stream that's going on. Yeah, the only thing I
Yeah.
can think is just being New Year's Eve, and being such a celebration around the country, not just in New Orleans, is why he picked that day.
Yeah, I
I mean,
think it was
Mardi
just
Gras is
about.
so Mardi Gras is so localized, but now then again, it's like the dude came from Houston. Like, why New Orleans? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
I don't unless he had some ties to the area or he just knew how, crazy it gets on Bourbon during these holidays. I don't know. But it's just odd that he came from out of town and picked New Orleans because we're not really known for getting any kind of major shit like that going. It's usually in these bigger cities, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Washingtons and New Yorks and shit like that. It's just
Right.
odd to see that shit down here as being picked as an area to pull something like that off. But
Well, that was the last truck incident in America, right? Was New York? Didn't they drive a U-Haul through New York or some shit?
I think it was New York. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had that what was that one? Was that Charlottesville? Where was the one where that guy drove that damn car through that crowd of one of them marches
Yeah.
they were having? Was that
I
in?
think it was Charlottesville, man. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a few of these every now and then, but like I said, being in New Orleans on a 3:30 in the morning type thing just seems odd. I don't know. I don't know what made him decide, that time, that day or that area really. You know why he decided a day because it was such a big day around the country. But like I said, none of it makes sense right now, and the FBI ain't gonna help it make any sense. So.
No. No, I think you've heard about what you're going to hear out of it. Lone
Yeah, they got it
wolf.
handled. Yeah, they got it
Yeah.
handled. That's
It's
all you need.
handled. They under control. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, didn't the governor put the state of emergency, like the whole, basically be on
Yep.
Yeah.
guard?
I think the military was down there tonight. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so, man. You know.
Hmm.
Wow. It's crazy.
It is. It is. Well, it's a good thing we're a little way. I don't think in little small towns that we're in, we got much to worry about. But you
No.
know, I stay out of them
No.
crazy ass cities and not even expecting shit like that. Just being, just every day over there is, you're risking your fucking life walking around.
Yeah.
Now you got to worry
Yeah,
about
I mean,
some
how many times
asshole.
have you heard on Bourbon Street, 2 o'clock in the morning, a fight breaks out and,
Yeah.
8 people are shot,
Yeah,
So,
gunshots. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
it's not the
That's
same
true.
for sure.
No, and it was funny. I just we were just talking to somebody that was in from Miami, and they were staying in New Orleans for about a week, and they were just quote unquote enjoying the scenery. They were walking around the city, and I'm like, you better be careful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they
you
don't
think?
know what you mean. It was one of these people that are just friendly to everybody, so they expect
Right.
that in return. And I'm like, I mean, that's a good way to live, I guess. I mean, you don't want to run around in fear your entire life, but I was just trying to tell the guy, like, look, I mean, if you stay in the tourist areas, you know what I mean? You go off the beaten path in a city like New Orleans and you don't know who you're going to run into. But then this was the tourist area. So, and
Absolutely.
it was like, man, I was just talking to that guy about how dangerous that city could be. And then this shit pops off, which, like I said, now this isn't the norm. Usually you
Right.
don't see that kind of bullshit going on where all the tourists are. It's usually some person that didn't know where the fuck they were and drove to the wrong side of town, but
It's true.
either way, yeah, just man, I stay the fuck out of them cities. Too crazy for me. This right here
Absolutely.
kind of, is the icing on the cake. Justifies my actions of not wanting to go to them places. So,
Yeah.
but
It's so true. Yeah. Well,
what else is going
yeah,
on?
you read those stories, and it was the one that sticks in my mind the most is about the little 18-year-old girl that was from Biloxi. I don't know if you read about her, man, that her parents told her she couldn't go, and she snuck out with her cousin or something and came there, and she was one of the ones that got killed, you know? It's like,
Damn.
yeah.
Now, the one that stands out to me is that I think he was a Marine and he was walking with his girlfriend, and a
Yeah.
couple
That's
guys had
another one.
said something kind of off color to his girlfriend. And as a man, you had no choice, but I mean, you're gonna defend your girl. I mean, whether it's your wife or
Right.
your girlfriend. And then I think he got stabbed to death in that one. He got into an altercation with him, you know.
Mm.
And from what I understand, the woman, I'm not gonna say instigated it, but you know how women can get. They get a little
Oh, yeah.
mouthy, and then now you're stuck in the middle of this shit instead of just like, hey,
Hmm.
can you be the fuck quiet? Let's just get out of
Yeah,
here.
right.
You know what I mean? Well,
True.
and this dude's a Marine. Let's face it, he's probably not scared of any, or wasn't scared of anything. You know what I mean? So his woman gets into it, a little back and forth with some guys over there in New Orleans. Next thing you know, he's in a freaking scuffle, stabbed to death. You know,
Yep.
and that's what I always
That,
tell. Back when I was younger, I would tell my wife or girlfriend, whoever I was with, like, just ignore any kind of stupid comments because it's not worth that. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
not. Comments are one thing. Now, somebody's coming up putting their hands on you or on your person you're with. That's something. But walking by and you're getting stupid comments in a city like New Orleans, let them fucking comments go. It ain't worth it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It ain't worth
Yeah.
it.
100%. Not worth it.
Nope.
Mostly once you got alcohol mixed in and all that
Oh
crap,
yeah,
you
well
know.
and it's always that. I mean, name a time on Bourbon Street where somebody
Yeah.
ain't pissy fucking drunk. So now, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. You got alcohol fueled nonsense going on. It's just best to just keep walking. You know what I mean?
Ain't that the truth?
But it's not
Wow.
in some people, man. Some people don't like being disrespected. They're gonna say something back, and that's all it takes, man. It's crazy.
Yep. Well,
I
hopefully
try
the
to
city will have their stuff together. We're gonna heal from it and come
Yeah,
back even stronger, you
that's what
know.
I do. I almost I hate the way I describe New Orleans to a lot of people because I hate to dump on it like that, but it's just gotten so bad over there. I don't know how else to describe it to people that aren't from around here that want to come visit the city. It's like, I mean, I don't know what else to tell them, and maybe it's just an overreaction on my part. I mean, maybe it's not as bad as it seems, but I know there was a while back when I was younger that it was the murder, capital of the country year after
Absolutely.
year. I mean, now, granted, it wasn't like a bunch of tourists and out of towners were getting killed. It was more drug shit and gang shit, but
Sure.
still a very violent city because it's like I tell everybody, I mentioned it earlier, it's not the areas where the tourists are you got to worry about it, but you have to drive through places to get to these areas is the problem.
Yes.
You fuck
Yes.
around and have a flat in the wrong area. Matter of fact, they've got a case that's still unsolved. A dude by the name of, I think it was Shane Fell was his name, and
Hmm.
he broke down on Almanester. He got into a little car accident. He called his brother, said, "Look, I've been in an accident. I'm okay, but I'm a little banged up, but I'm okay. I'm gonna call the police and wait for him." And when the cops get there and all, he's gone. Never
Yeah.
seen him. It's been almost 10 years now. They still don't know where this guy is. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So all I can imagine is somebody took advantage of the situation. They saw a car on the side of the road, a guy there. I mean, robbed them, did whatever they were going to do. And out there in Almanester, all up in that area, New Orleans, there's plenty of places you can probably bring a body that they would never find. You know,
Absolutely.
Oh
and
yeah.
they still, like I said, to this day, they still haven't found what happened to this guy.
Wow.
That's the type of shit I try to tell people. But I guess granted, that could happen anywhere. You know, it's just,
Absolutely.
it happens over there in New Orleans. And I'm like, see, I told you. I told you.
Ain't that the truth, huh?
It's kind of
Well,
confirmation bias, like I told y'all that city was bad. But
it is
anyway,
true with that city, man. You venture one block too far, and here you are, man. Anything can happen if you get off that tourist trap,
that's a lot of them places, man. That's even overseas. I mean, you've been on a cruise, Brad? You've been over there to
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I've never been, but that's the shit I hear there. That the tourist places are beautiful, but you go like a block off, and you're
Oh
in
yeah.
some shithole fucking third
Absolutely.
world country.
Yeah,
You
they'll
know?
tell you on them cruise ships, man, if you're gonna like venture off and not take one of those guided tours or something, do not venture off on your own
Yeah.
somewhere because
Yeah.
you just don't know what can happen to you, you know.
No, I know. I knew somebody that took one, and they said there was somebody fucking with some of the tourists, like a local
Yeah.
younger kid, or I say kid, it was a young man was fucking with the tourist, and they threw his ass in a paddy wagon, basically beat the shit out of him with the with the butt of their guns while they're doing it. Like they don't fuck around. Like you
No,
do not fuck with tourists over there in them third world in them countries like that, because that is their income. You
that's
know.
their bread and butter, man. Yeah,
But
you know.
but they tell you like they do on the cruise. When you go off on your own, you're on your own. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
That's
true.
it. Yeah.
It's true.
That was
Yeah, and it
another
makes
thing
you
that
wonder what the city of New Orleans is going to face as far as, economic standpoint. Are people now going to be scared when it comes to Mardi Gras or when the Super Bowl comes? Are people going to be like, you know what, I had plans, but for my sanity, I'm not taking my family there, So,
yeah,
what's the economic impact going to be towards the city by this, So,
that's true. That's true. But I guess there's I don't know, man. There's so many people that come on those big days like that to
oh
New
yeah,
Orleans that it would probably have to be a substantial amount of people, And you know how they
yeah.
look, man. People have short memories. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
of course.
So
True.
people want to party. They still want to see New Orleans. So hopefully it won't be that big of an impact. But it's not like they're using the fucking money for anything good anyway. I mean, look at the city.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
right. Such a cesspool.
like I said, I hate
Really.
shitting on it so much, but all you got to do is drive through that fucking place, and it's like, what are we doing? I mean, Justin, you see it on your track to work every day.
Every day.
It's like, what in the fuck? I go over there and I'm thinking, people live like this? Like, holy shit! I mean, it looks like you're in a third world
Yeah.
country. Some
Fucking
area.
It does.
buildings are falling down.
Yeah,
They just had a building collapse like I don't know,
yeah.
like a
What
week
was up with
ago.
that? Was that something they were working on, or that motherfucker
I
just said, you know what,
think
I've had enough?
so. I think I did hear about a construction collapse in the French Quarter, but I think it may have been two different incidents, like right at the
Yeah,
same time as each other. But from the videos I saw, I really didn't see construction vehicles out in front of that last building that took out the power lines and shit.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
So
like the
shit,
corner of the building just fell off.
man, shit just falling, dude. It's what it does,
Well, when
man.
you look at the age too of some of these buildings, 1800s, so
Well,
ain't
that
no
is
telling.
true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they've seen some, they've had a long life. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way. So,
Yeah, but it's like, fuck,
absolutely.
just let them fall down.
yeah,
Right.
look, see, that's the part. What I'm talking about with people running that city. Like somebody should be on top of that. These
Right.
buildings are that old. You know what I mean? You know that. So that should be where part of the revenue stream is going to, just to keep up with nonsense like that. If in fact that is what happened, that it just got old and fell, then yeah, I mean that's there's somebody to blame for that.
Yes.
So the toilet.
Infrastructure, the toilet. Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up. It's getting late. I'm going to
Yep.
get
Yep.
another drink and go chill. Yeah, man. BSing with the guys. Y'all get your merch. Hold on. I'm gonna show it off. Show off the merch. Brad, you got the merch on. Everybody got the
Uh,
merch. There's a link
Yep.
to it, maybe below this video. If not, you can go on the page and just go to our store. It's all kind of nonsense on it. But anyway,
Like, subscribe. We'll see y'all soon,
all-
hopefully, man.
2025. It is the year of BSing with the guys. Let's do it. Y'all,
Awesome. It's
yep.
good seeing
Y'all
y'all
be
guys again, man.
very good. Very good. Y'all behave and we'll